We started our research with the question, how do you find and articulate your expertise in design? In your bachelor's and master's, you learn about seemingly infinite rules, theories, methods, and disciplines. We all know some people are more gifted or evolved in some of these different elements than others. However, it is hard to say what your gifts are as a designer. And maybe even harder is to explain these magical gifts to others. So let's find out, how do you discover and articulate your expertise in design?
That's a skill that as a kid I never thought I would have, and I never thought that I would enjoy it as much as I do.
This might be recognizable by some of you, but does it have to do with design expertise? The first thing we tried to find is the definition of expertise.
I think when you're a child, you have this inner calling inside you, and subconsciously this guides you in all of your decisions.
I don't think your expertise is in your nature. Like, I don't think it's hardwired when you were a kid.
So I think it's a bit of both. So it's probably not hardwired, but your interests do kind of contribute to how often you do something, and if you do something more often, you gain more experience, which leads you to gain higher levels of expertise.
We started by looking into the theory around design expertise.
Expertise is based on the making of immediate, unreflective, situational responses. Intuitive judgment is the hallmark of expertise. Expertise is how intuitive you are in making the choices that you do. And the 5 levels are described as a novice is understanding the discipline, then an advanced beginner is building a repertoire, then competence is formulating guiding principles, then proficiency is intuitive recognition, and then expertise is finally knowing the tricks.
Being an expert means, being at the top of your skill level.
This raised the question of how to find our skills and at which level we are.
The fact that not a lot of students at IDE know what they can do, and a lot of students think they're doing nothing or unvaluable things, is described by our dean in a model. Before there was in the center, there was design. However, design is still vague. Like, what is design? You can still have hour-long discussions about this. However, what the dean did to make it a little bit more tangible is put tools, methods, and competences in the center. A lot of bachelor students are like, when you do a brainstorm or you work all day at the faculty and your end result is only a wall full of post-its, they're like, this is not useful. And I think these 5 things are explaining exactly why a wall full of post-its is so hard to do and is so valuable still.
Having the competences be articulated in the way that they're on this theory, that's really helpful to me in pinpointing them.
So you should take a step personally to try and find out what your specific competences are within these 5 categories. It's not obvious in this way. It's not suitable for everybody in this way, too general maybe.
You can find your expertise by doing one of these tests or questionnaires, and it'll tell you what your expertise are in theory, right? Yeah. But if you are a clever person who can read through the lines of each question, you will be conditioned by your own bias to answer those questions according to what you already think.
Like, it's not a scientific method to find your strengths, it's just a self-exploring tool.
Maybe the completion of such questionnaire is the actual help to you. Yeah. Because it just helps you reflect on it.
Let's ask some experts, Equiano and Maria, to help people find their strengths and expertise to connect them to a company.
Who are you? And we asked. We started when you were a child, and so on and so on.
Yeah. Side job at IKEA, but I didn't put it on my CV because it wasn't relevant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything is relevant. during the talk, we discover he or she is a perfectionist. Then we send them, or sometimes we just send them home saying, well, not as in we can't help you, but with some homework.
You should try to look through others then, maybe.
Through the eyes of the company.
They think they have to look for industrial design or mechanical.
Yeah.
They think, and then we say no. We are not living in faculties. We are one faculty.
As a designer, you can then also look for things you're good at outside of design, which are also important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give examples. You know, if you say, well, I'm good at, I don't know, skill X, Y, Z, you should link it to an experience you've had.
Especially your passion, huh? Not
But okay, so if I want to do homework, what you said before. Yeah.
what is your strength?
Yeah, your strength.
Yes, it's very important. Yeah.
What puts a smile on your face?
But you can also think, oh, I love the mountains. I go twice a year there. Why I want to go there? What is there and not here? And you can also translate it in work.
I just have a random thought. I don't think it's genuine or like really descriptive to put your skills on a design portfolio on a scale from 1 to 10.
If you're basing it on 1 to 10, then like, what is the 10?
Where do you put the bar?
So why, instead of showing that you are 80% in Adobe Illustrator, why don't you talk about the results? Did you notice that expert and experience have the same root?
Let's listen to the etymology of the word expertise.
Experience. I will speak slowly because I'm translating from Italian.
Yeah.
Esperienza, from the Latin experiencia, or from the adjective experience. It's the process of knowledge in itself that is obtained through observation and study.
Aha! Even through language, expertise is strongly connected to experience. Have we found the answer to our question now?
I think asking other people is something that people don't really do. It's the easiest way to find out, right?
Just talking to people about you, about yourself. Just analyzing, writing stuff down, talking to other
Often
people.
you might not see the things that you're good at. Like we talked earlier about the hidden skills that are just things that might have grown into your nature that you do, but you're not really sure how to articulate them. And I think other people are more likely to see those in you.
This means that you should allow your environment to help you find your expertise. And finding it should be a journey you can start yourself. What we advise is the following. Expertise is a mastered skill, a second nature, something we do even without thinking. That's why in moments of reflection, we have trouble identifying that expertise that is not directly obvious. Tests and methods are not enough to find those. The best way to find them is to do your own thing, but observe yourself while doing so.
What puts a smile on your face?
It's like breathing. We all do it, but did you ever stop to notice how good you are at it? That's the same thing with design expertise that is not clearly identifiable. Go out there, do design, and try to notice critically what sticks out in your behavior. Finally, we want to encourage the importance of your personality. You are skilled at being yourself. It's your own nature. You are an expert at it. And make sure you display your personality in your work, portfolio, and relations with employers. And as the old saying goes, personality goes a long way.
But I am really good at like being amused by really small things, because right now my snail is walking along the glass and I'm just like looking at it every once in a while because it just looks really funny and it gives me so much joy.